All right, Bills Mafia. It is the NFL aficionado being here doing my preview of our game on Sunday Night Football. New England coming to Highmark Stadium for the final time, unless somehow they get into the playoffs, but we'll assume they won't. But Sunday Night Football kickoff at 7:20 Central Standard Time, 8:20 at actual Highmark Stadium. Was super excited about the game. But then I found out when I was doing my research and looking my stuff up that unfortunately the 6th-round draft pick Dorian Strong, the quarterback out of Virginia Tech, who's been playing for alternating with Tre'Davious White, has been put on injured reserve, so he's out the next 4 games. Had some kind of neck injury had to happen in practice on Thursday or Wednesday because he popped up on the report, and then the day they put him on IR. Always concerned with a neck injury. He was doing really well. Hopefully he comes back and and the neck injury isn't serious. He can come back and play after 4 games and be ready for the playoffs. Again, I'm more concerned about the Bills being healthy for the playoffs. So, this week we have Dorian Williams, who's out with a knee injury. Spencer Brown is questionable again. Ed Oliver questionable. Milano is questionable. I really believe if the Bills are what we believe they are this year, let those guys rest, get fully healthy. I know New England's playing; they're 2-2, but we shouldn't need those guys to beat an inferior team. Josh and the offense should be able to get it done and just get some valuable reps in. I did see T.J. Sanders had a knee injury earlier in the week. Again, it's about 9:30 Saturday night that I'm recording this, so the official inactive and active roster hasn't been released yet. We'll get that tomorrow sometime before the game, but hopefully TJ can go, and the big monster in the middle, Deion Walker, is playing very well, so probably going to see maybe Jordan Phillips get called up again. They did fill Dorian Strong's roster spot with the rookie linebacker, I forget his name, so hopefully that's a good sign that they expect Dorian to come back from this and be able to play later on in the season. But yeah, do need to give him 4 games of rest. So Jamarcus Ingram was stepping in. So anyways, enough about Dorian Strong. Again, he's not a starter, but he is playing some valuable minutes for us. So we don't need any more cornerback injuries. Again, still waiting for Maxwell Harrison to come back from his stint at IR. His practice window has still not been reopened, so really don't know when that guy could come back on the field. So, all right, so let's get into it. Basically, the Buffalo Bills are at 4-0 right now. They've won 4 games through the season. They're 4-0. They're only 2 teams that are 4-0 currently in the league. The New England Patriots are at 2-2. Basically, the Bills really have built this record up against some cupcakes. Their overall opponents for the year are sitting at 2-14. The Pats, their 2 wins. Those 2 teams are combined 2-6. And then their 2 wins, those teams are combined at 2-6, and then their 2 losses, those teams are combined 3-3. So basically, neither team has actually beat a team with a winning record yet this year, as far as that goes. So the Bills are putting points on the board. The cupcakes they did play, other than a fully healthy, ready to go, motivated Baltimore team. They've won every game since by double digits. They've scored over 30 points in all four straight games they played this year. The New England Patriots, in their 2 losses, they only put up 27 points. In their 2 wins, they blew out the other teams in Carolina. And then Miami really wasn't a blowout, but they did put a lot of points on the board there. So moving on, look at the 2 offenses. The Buffalo Bills, they rank first. They rank second on overall offense. The New England Patriots are ranked 14th overall. The Bills are averaging right now 33.3 points a game. The New England Patriots are averaging 25.5 points a game. Basically, passing yards per game, the Bills are coming in about 240. The Patriots are at 235. Josh Allen completing 70%. Actually, Josh and Drake Maye have very similar stats right now at this point in the season, which is kind of weird. Josh Allen, 70% of his passes thrown for almost 1,000 yards, 964, 7 TDs to 1 pick. He does have 3 rushing touchdowns, so 10 touchdowns total for him to one interception, 1 turnover. Drake Maye, 74% of his passes, 988 yards. He's thrown 7 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. He has 2 fumbles lost though, so he's got 9 total touchdowns and 4 turnovers. So that being said, with the passing, sticking with the passing, looking at receiving, the top 2 receivers for the Bills are Keon Coleman. He's got 17 catches for 203 yards, almost 12 yards a catch and 1 touchdown. Khalil Shakir has got 16 catches for 190 yards, exact same 11.9 yard per catch average with 2 touchdowns. On the other side on the Patriots, you got Stephon Diggs is actually the leading receiver of the Patriots. He's got 19 catches for 213 yards, 11.2 yards a catch, 0 touchdowns for Diggs. Henry's got Hunter Henry, the tight end, has got 15 catches for 204 yards, 13.6 yards a catch. He's got 3 touchdowns. Actually, Henry and Dalton Kincaid actually have very similar stats. So, anyways, moving on. The rushing offense, the Bills are actually averaging 165.3 yards per game. The Patriots are averaging 101.3 yards per game. The leading rusher for the Bills is obviously James Cook. He's averaging 100 yards basically flat a game with 5 touchdowns. And then on the other side with the Patriots, their leading rusher is Ramon Stevenson. He's averaging 31 yards, just over 31 yards a game, no touchdowns. And then I included the second rusher as well because I found it interesting. Allen is actually the second leading rusher on the Bills. He's averaging about 40 yards a game with 3 touchdowns. Drake Maye is actually the second leading rusher for the New England Patriots. He's averaging about 25 yards a game, 24.5 yards a game. With 2 touchdowns, so very interesting there. Overall, I think the Bills clearly have the better offense. They have the better running game, the better offensive line, obviously the better quarterback, even though Drake Maye, people are calling him Josh Allen light. Cool. Let's see more than what you do, but I think Drake has definitely got a good offensive coordinator in Josh McDaniels. But again, if I'm evaluating the offenses overall, we got him at quarterback. We've got him at running back. We've got him on the offensive line. We've got him at tight end. Receivers, I'm gonna give the Bills a little bit more of the edge there, simply because Josh has been with that pass group longer. But again, like I said, when we're going through the stats of the receivers, and like I said, Josh and Drake are pretty much tit for tat as far as what it goes. And then basically when you're looking at the receivers, kind of the same thing going down the board. So, the big difference in this is the Bills' rushing offense versus the Patriots' rushing offense. But we obviously know how bad the Bills have been against the run. So anyways, I still give the checks all to the Bills in this game as far as offense goes. But I am very nervous with the injuries that are mounting up for the Bills. We are missing some starters. We're missing some key backups. So this could be a very interesting game for the Bills. But if the offense plays like it needs to and allows the Bills, let those pass rushers go after Drake Maye, stay in their lanes, contain Drake Maye, I see this as a win for the Bills. So moving on to the defenses. The Bills' defense is ranked overall 9th in the league, and the Patriots is ranked 16th overall in the league. Again, really neither one of these teams have played a substantial team. The best record so far of either team is the Steelers, which the Patriots lost to 21-14. I think that they had a bunch of defense really discombobulated. The Steelers defense really discombobulated the Patriots offense in that game. I think they caused 2 turnovers, sacked Drake Maye 6 times. So anyways, the Bills are averaging giving up 22.5 points a game. The Patriots are averaging getting up 20.3 points per game. Basically, the Bills' pass defense, they're giving up 125 yards a game. Their rushing defense is absolutely horrible. They're giving up almost as many rushing yards as they're averaging. So the Bills are giving up 164.3 yards per rush. Their third down percentage, their teams are completing 42% of their third downs on them, which is not great. But we are +3 in the turnover margin with 1 interception and 1 fumble recovery. Or sorry, 1 interception and 2 fumble recovery, or 3 fumble recoveries. Basically, the Pats, they're giving up 241 yards per game passing the ball. They're only giving up 77 yards a game, 77.5 yards a game rushing. Their third down percentage is 39%, just under 40%, and they are -3 in the turnover margin. So I did look at that rushing offense because that kind of got me worried, because basically the Bills are good at running the ball. They use the run to get the pass to going, and I did look at that because I was like, wow, that's a really low rushing attack. But in looking at who the running backs and teams they played, you had Gentry for the Raiders, who's going through that weird, hey, I don't want you to stand like Michael Myers thing. So first game as a rookie coming out against the Raiders, so kind of got him going. And then they got Devon Achane, who's not a great running back. I mean, he's a good scat back, but I don't think he's anything by any stretch of the imagination at number 1. He's more like a 1B, 2A. So again, held him down. Then you had Jalen Warren going against them, didn't do great as well. I think that was the game he was got hurt as well. And then the last running back they played was Chris Hubbard, who's been dealing with a calf injury for the past couple of weeks. So again, they really haven't played a back or a line equal to what they're getting ready to see coming from Buffalo and James Cook, and especially if Spencer Brown is healthy enough to play this game. Again, I think this is the best offensive line the Patriots have seen, and the best running team that they've seen. So, who knows if it's fool's gold as far as how good that rush defense really is for the Patriots. And we just know that we know the Bills and their issues with running quarterbacks and running the ball. So I anticipate the New England script of this game to basically be come out, run Ramon Stevenson, run Trey Henderson, little screens out of the backfield, and then basically let Drake Maye kind of break the pocket and get loose. Especially as good as we may Spencer Rattler look this week, Drake Maye is he's a whole different level from Spencer Rattler. So again, I was nervous. I'm now more nervous than I was, especially with the Dorian Strong injury, him going on the IR. He was doing really well. Excuse me, guys. Whew. And another one there. He's been playing really well in place of Tre'Davious White. Again, I don't think Tre'Davious has lost a step, so he's allowing a lot of quick hitches, small catches underneath, and going up and making the tackle. Again, he's been great in run defense, but again, teams are just kind of quick, death by 1,000 cuts with their deal. So, and then we're missing Oliver, we're missing Milano. Dorian's out, which was Milano's top backup, and he's not been playing well this year. So Shaq Thompson, Joe Anderson, and Terrell Bernard, we're going to get to see those guys, plus the rookie they called up as well to fill that roster spot. I did look into another thing too, time of possession. The Bills are actually killing teams on time of possession. They're averaging almost 35 minutes of possession a game, which means the other team's only averaging 25 minutes of possession a game. That's almost a 10-minute swing to the Bills' side, which is definitely what they need to help kind of protect that deal. And I think that's part of the deal, especially those last 3 games they played. Basically they dominated the game. They ran the ball. They controlled the offense, protect that defense. And even against the Ravens, I believe we possessed the ball more, because the Ravens were just doing quick strikes and the Bills were kind of methodically going down the field and holding the ball. So for the Patriots on the other side, though, it's pretty much a dead even split. They're averaging just over 30 minutes of possession a game. The other teams are averaging just over 29 minutes of possession a game. So the Bills are clearly the more effective ground the pound, hold the ball, protect your defense type situation there. So on the injury side, I didn't really talk too much about this, but on the injury side for the Patriots, Carlton Davis is questionable. Their big free agent signing defensive tackle Milton Williams is questionable, and then they got a linebacker who's out, and then they got another linebacker who's questionable for the game. Chasen and Jabelia, I can't even pronounce his name, Tabia, something like that. So Anyways, realistically, guys, looking at this game, so I believe the Patriots have a solid defense. They've always prided themselves on that. They did go out and spend a bunch of money. They do have Christian Gonzalez, so I do think their defense is better than their offense. But at the end of the day, guys, if the Bills, if the Bills are, which I believe are much better than the Patriots, then this is the kind of game, hey, let's rest our starters. Let's go in, do what we do. I see this as a ground and pound game. I don't really see this as a game where they're going to have Josh throwing the ball all over the field unless New England just completely commits to shutting down James Cook and says, hey, we don't think you can throw the ball on us, so we're going to commit everything to shutting down the run of James Cook and have Josh show us that you can beat us throwing the ball through the air. We definitely need to see, and especially with all the defensive injuries we have, this can't be a game where we score in the first and we score in the fourth. If we try to lull like we have in the second and third quarters, I really see this game being in trouble for us. Because again, I think the Patriots are going to come in. They're going to come in hyped up, ready to go. Again, we're going to get every team's best shot because we're 4-0. Who else? How would the Patriots love to just hang that pelt on their wall and knock off the Bills at home, and especially being at Highmark Stadium. Last time they're going to play us there at Highmark Stadium, so I'm sure they would love to just put that on the wall and give us our first loss of the season. So really, Joe Brady really need a good game from you, and Bobby Babich, man, you and McDermott. I hope you got something. I hope they got something cooked up there between blitz packages or whatever. But I'd like to see the offense get out to a fast start, go up, double digits, and really kind of force the Patriots to start throwing the ball and passing the ball, and let those pass rushers, Joey Bosa, Greg Rousseau, Deion Walker, let those guys get after the quarterback and really start to rush the quarterback. Just got to be careful not to let Drake Maye break the pocket and do what he does with his legs. So, anyways, so overall, guys, I think we're the better team. Even with the defensive injuries, I still think our team's better. Our depth is being severely tested right now, but I like where we're going. I prefer to go through this animosity now and let people rest and get healthy for the playoffs. Again, remember, guys, we're playing for January here. Who cares? Remember last year when we went to Baltimore and they just stomped the dog mess out of us, 35-10. But come playoff time, we were playing the best ball and we knocked them guys out. So, so that's how I see it here. So, but I still think the Bills are overall the better team. And like I said, I see something different in them this year. And talking to Josh, and listening to Josh talk and listening to the team talk, they're not going for records. The only record they care about is the one on the scoreboard and at the end of the game. Did we win or did we lose? We don't care if Josh throws for about 400 yards. We don't care if Cook goes for 120. We don't care if the defense gives up 7 of 9 third down conversions. As long as we got more points on the board when the clock strikes 0, that's all they care about, because again, they want that number 1 seed. They're on a mission this year. I think the heartbreak of last year, losing that game last year the way they did in Kansas City, really kind of isolated it for them and really got them going. So they're really trying to get after it. So again, like I said, we're going to go for it. So my final score of the game, so let's see, the Bills are getting favored, I want to say about 8.5. I have the final score is 34-21. I believe the Bills continue their scoring prowess, get over 30 points again for a 5th straight game. I do see the Patriots scoring a couple of points. I think Drake Maye is a little, with the defense as wounded as it is, I do see basically Drake Maye being able to do some things against us, but not enough to really threaten us. So again, final score 34-21. I'd say the leading rusher is going to be James Cook. I think he's going to expose that defense a little bit. Because again, this is the first team that really New England has played that has a run-first mentality with as good an offensive line as we have. Last week we had some issues, but again, I think that was more about playing down to the competition and showing their true skill levels there. So, So anyways, but okay. So hopefully, we'll do a recap video on probably Monday. Get out there after the game. Hopefully, we're having another Happy Victory Monday for us, and we all get to wear our wonderful shirts that say Happy Victory Monday, or your sweatshirts, depending on where you're at. It is October, so the weather's starting to get cold. and go from there. So cool deal. All right, my peoples. Bills Mafia out there. Say it loud, say it proud. Hopefully we do well, and like I said, we're getting the W. So, anyways, my guys, it's the NFL aficionado here. Be good, do good, go Bills, and I'll talk to you again soon.